Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2023 Cadillac Lyriq. This is the 450e, finished off in satin steel metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $61,000. So let's start off today's review by entering this Lyriq, and we will take a look at what powers this fully electric Cadillac SUV. So underneath the hood, you will notice that it looks like it would have a traditional gasoline engine, but this is a 100 kilowatt lithium ion battery pack. It is paired to a single speed transmission, and it pumps out 340 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque sent to the rear wheels. It propels this 5,600 pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. It will do 45 to 65 in 2.5 seconds, and it has a top speed of 118 miles an hour. You will also expect to see right around 300 to 350 miles on one charge, which is pretty impressive to see for this all-new model. So as we start off with the exterior design, you will notice a lot of similarities between the gasoline versions from Cadillac, including the forward-facing logo, which is the sensor for the adaptive cruise and all of that tech. There's a forward-facing camera, but we also have that line that runs right through the middle all the way to the lower section. That is in pretty much every other Cadillac design. Very minimal, but it's iconic for the brand. The entire grille is solid, but it has a really nice design with all of these patterns in it. There's all these sensors too. But what is different is the LED turn signals are in the horizontal position. DRLs are still in the vertical position, however, with the headlights and the high beams. And I like that it has a hourglass design to it, with the trim accents on both sides that separate those housings from the middle. There's also cutouts in the lower section, more of that brush trim, which matches just above the grille. And it has some nice lines that come down the hood. So it ties in nicely for this all-new SUV. Now for the side, this has a set of 20-inch wheels with a multi-spoke and two-tone pattern. And the gloss black from the lower bumper makes its way to the fender arches. It's in the lower side skirts there, and it's even carried to the power folding side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal, and it has a full panoramic sunroof. There's some more gloss black and a brush trim surrounding the windows. This model even has pinstriping and just an elegant, classy design. Cadillacs are luxurious vehicles, so there's nothing crazy going down the side, but it flows nicely all the way to the C-pillar, where you can tell that the light goes all the way up to that roof almost. Interesting to see that integrated and going that far. But as we work our way to the rear, we have the integrated spoiler, very steeply raked rear glass, so there's no wiper blade. Gloss black on that spoiler, backup camera, all the sensors, more gloss black in the lower section. And this has a pretty wide rear end appearance, especially when you look over the LED taillights on both sides. Now what is pretty cool is the turn signal actually lights up in the middle section of the liftgate and on the side, which is a cool design to see. This even has remote start, which of course you won't hear it. And then to gain access to the back, just push on that Cadillac emblem and it will open up, where we have a pretty usable area, tie down hooks. You have cargo lights, the net too, or the cover that you can pull in place. And there is a little bit of storage underneath the floor if you need to use it. You can even fold down the back seats too. So if you need additional storage, it is a very practical SUV in regards to that. As we move on to the back seats now, in order to gain access, the door handle doesn't actually move. I'll just push on that and you will see it come towards me. Now we can move on to the door panel, where we have the leather, wood trim, brushed aluminum accents. This is the release handle to exit. We have the window adjustments and a little bit of storage. And then the black leather works its way to the interior with some blue accents, indicating this is an EV model. We have plenty of storage, or plenty of room. So at 5'10", I don't have any complaints there. There's storage pockets, auxiliaries, and some climate adjustments. And then the armrest has 2 cup holders, and we have a good amount of visibility. I like that additional window there to see around the pillar in the back, and a lot of light with this full moonroof. Now to gain access to the front doors, same thing, but there's a grab handle here. Would be cool to see that on the back doors just to match a little bit more nicely. But we have the same door panel. However, this has heated and ventilated seats, memory seating adjustments. They are massaging too. And then all of the seating adjustments are just underneath that. All of the window adjustments, power folding side mirrors. There's even an adjustment for the power liftgate, and then a little bit of storage underneath that. There's the Lyriq badge and Cadillac in the door sill. And then the front door, or front seats even have speakers built into the headrests, which is pretty cool. As we work our way to the interior, look at this 33-inch infotainment and gauge cluster setup with the display there, which is very interesting to see. Now, as we look at the gauge cluster now, currently you can see with these gauges, we have audio on that right side. There's also miles per hour, and then on the left side, outside temperature and the date and the time. To go through all of this, we have some settings over here where you can go through your current trip. You can go into your headlights, which is pretty neat. If we go into energy, you'll see that change. Distance until empty, the power wattage that you're using, and then miles per hour will pull up on that right side. This even has Google Maps, so you can pull that up in full screen, and then just pull up the miles per hour if you don't want to see anything else. So it's pretty easy to go through, just depending on what you want to have being displayed. For the steering wheel, it's solid with the wood trim and the upper section. We have cruise, the super cruise system, heated steering wheel, distance pacing, and those controls. This even has the braking system for the regenerative brakes, so you can pull on that paddle. On the right side, there's voice commands, Bluetooth, tuning, and volume, as well as shortcuts to the audio. So it's easy to go through the amount of controls just at your fingertips there. On this left side, there's the e-brake, lane keeping assist, auto hold, and a dimmer switch for the gauges, one massive air vent. And you'll notice that the screen actually curves towards the driver, but it is definitely very large there. On the home screen, you will see we have some content that will go on that left side, Google Maps on the right side. We are in demo mode, so some of these will not appear. All these icons like your phone, maps, you can go into climate, settings, go into the charging, so you can monitor when you need to charge, how you want to charge, and to get everything set up. There's also different driving modes that you can put this into. We have the camera system, the ambient lighting, and then shortcuts that will appear down below. So you can get into your music, pull up the nav in full screen, get into your map, go into your lighting so you can look at all this. You can even open up the glove box, which is pretty easy to do. You do have to go into the screen in order to do that, but it's super easy to go through all of that info. Massive air vent just underneath that. And just like every other Cadillac, we have the V logo for all the toggles right in the middle with your fan speed, temperature, where you like the air to go. There's even hidden storage underneath that opens right up to the floating stack in the middle, because underneath that large area for extra storage, there's a USB-C to charge electronics. And in this area, there's wood trim with cup holders. And on the left side, we have volume for the radio and shortcuts for this screen. So if you don't want to use that touchscreen system, you have the shortcuts, you have the dial to further go through that info. Wireless charging is just in front of the center armrest, where you'll see even more auxiliaries to charge electronics. And then a look at visibility from the driver's seat. It is very open feeling, which is of course great to have. Up in the headliner now, we have the sunroof adjustments, we have OnStart controls, and even the camera system. So that way you have no shortage of visibility. Now, in order to put this into reverse to see your other camera angles, I will pull this stock towards me. If I push it up, that is for reverse, where you will see the backup camera. You can even pull up a few different angles here, just depending on what you need to see. If you put the vehicle into drive, you can also monitor now the camera angle from the front. And then drive is going to be towards me and down, and then park is on the end of that stalk. So it's very easy to use. On this left side, we have the turn signals as well as the wiper blade controls. But now let's go ahead and get this all new Lyriq out on the road. And while we are still in sport mode, here we go. And we're up to speed. That EV torque, you just can't beat it when you get up and move. And then we have touring, which is going to give us a little bit less in the throttle response. Now, I mentioned earlier this control or this paddle over on the left side. If I pull on that, we are coming to a stop, not even touching on the brake pedal there. So that can help with the regenerative braking. If you want to do some harder stops when it is safe to do so, you can use the regenerative system and help charge the system a little bit better. You can do it by yourself. Obviously, when you put your foot on the brake, it will do it, but those harder ones can help generate a little bit more energy. And as you saw, we have the one pedal braking too located in that system. So you can just drive with the gas pedal and let the vehicle do the braking, which is another way to help charge the batteries too. So for the $60,000 Cadillac Lyriq, I really don't have any complaints with this model that I'm in right now. I have the massaging seats going. This does have Super Cruise. Now, I won't actually be able to use Super Cruise on the roads that you can see me on currently. This is for highway use, which I have used in other vehicles. It will pop up in the screen, which I think is very cool. It gives you almost virtual reality in this system. And it's a nice system. It has the lane keeping assist or the active steering too. So it's cool that it is incorporated into this model, of course. We have the distance pacing, which I currently have set up. You can see that. But the Super Cruise is unavailable for this smaller road that I'm on. So you get a bunch of tech for $60K, all the sensors, blind spot, everything like that. And you get an EV vehicle if this is something that you're interested in. And you also get a Cadillac. So you get a very refined feeling, comfortable daily driving type of vehicle if the EV is something that you would like to go into. I just noticed too that we have a grab handle for your passenger on that A-pillar there. Interesting to see, but I guess with the full panoramic roof that is hidden. No straps for your driver, however, so just on that passenger side. But yeah, the new Cadillac Lyriq. We're going to do one more acceleration here to see what it is like from a slower speed. But I like this. It reminds me of a Cadillac as it would, with all these subtle touches, with some differences to make it a little bit more on the EV futuristic side. Here we go. And we're up to speed. Pretty fun SUV from Cadillac. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the all new and brand new 2023 Cadillac Lyriq. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion at Cadillac for providing this EV for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description, and give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.